listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you can know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and, actually, I guess I should say featured guests. But we'll start off with Chris Megison, Solutions for Change. Welcome back.
Hey, hi. Good to be back with you, Ron.
Glad to have you with us. Let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. You can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And on Ron Siegel Radio, we celebrate every day. Today's a trifecta, though, because having beaten anorexia, I'm always looking for something to celebrate. And when you get a day that is all food, yeah, you got it made. National Espresso Day. I think I'm a little hyper enough, so I better not have that one. National Eat a Cranberry Day. I think I'll do that on Thursday, maybe not today. But today, now, those of you that are old enough to remember the Almond Joy commercials, sometimes you feel like a nut. Today's National Cashew Day. So, I'll go with the cashews. I love those cashews. So that's our choice of the day today. Should we look at what's going on in the world today? I don't know if we want to really look at some of these things that are going on. But we'll start off looking at the markets. Dow Jones up 142 points. The NASDAQ is up less than a point, 0.31. NASDAQ down 33. Oil up 54 cents per barrel. What does that mean for you and I? Well, let's take a look at what oil's doing, because that's, I don't know anybody that buys a barrel of oil. Well, I do know a couple people that buy barrels of oil, but most of us are not buying a barrel of oil. The national average, though, of a gallon of gasoline, which many of us do buy, $2.10.9. Here in Calizuela, we are paying $3.17.3. $3.17.3 is the average cost of a gallon of gasoline right here in Calizuela. Now, if you go to Missouri, back in America, they're paying $1.75.8. Hawaii, I think, is the only state higher than Calizuela. They're at $3.25. But other than that, no one else is over $3 a gallon. So let's keep voting the way we're voting. Let's keep paying more than we need to for all of these goods and services. Hey, let's take a look at what the markets are doing on the bond market. Why do I look at the bond market? Well, that's what's driving your interest rates. They're not exactly the same, but the 10-year Treasury up 2 basis points this morning. 0.85 is what you can get on your interest rate on that 10-year Treasury. In your Germany, you don't even get all your money back, so be careful. Don't put your money in Germany. That might not be a good idea. As far as from an investment standpoint, what else is going on in the marketplace today? Yeah, I heard that there's some little virus going around. What's it doing to you, though? What does it mean to you? And I'm going to share something with you. You may not like this, but I'm going to share just a little picture here for you, show and tell with Ron Siegel Radio, if I can get my screen to work. Take a look at this. This is the jobless rates for October 2020. You may notice that Florida and Texas, those are both states that are open. California, or Calizuela, and New York, states that are not open now. You're not seeing this if you're listening to us on any of our terrestrial radio stations. If you're watching us, ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our social channels, or the AM 1490 KAMET ABC News and Talk video feed, you're going to see this here. So again, Florida, 6.4% jobless rate. Texas, 6.9%. Calizuela, 9.3%. New York, 9.6%. Nationwide, 6.9%. Why do I bring that up to you? Not because I just want to cause trouble. Well, maybe sometimes I want to enlighten people, right? When you think about what's going on in our society right now, how the government is trying to control everything, I'm going to throw this out for you. I throw this out to people all the time. Who is it that you believe knows best for your family? And it's going to tie right in with what Chris Megison and I are going to chat about in a little bit, and some of the ladies from Solutions for Change. Who knows what's best for your family? Is it the state government? Well, the governor, we know he goes to the French Laundry for dinner and tells us to stay home. Is it the federal government? Nancy Pelosi goes to get her haircut with no mask, yet the rest of us are supposed to wear masks. Think about some of these things. And then we look and see what the numbers are that I just shared with you as far as unemployment. Did you notice, I don't know if you saw this in the news, because most of the mainstream media, they're not going to want you to understand this. They're not going to want you to hear this. There were no new cases of COVID-19 in Wisconsin. Yeah, most of them, they've been open most of the time. They had a big influx of COVID a couple of months ago, and now they're basically nothing over the weekend. I'm going to suggest to you this simple question. I know those of us that are in Los Angeles, those of you that are in Los Angeles, I try to stay out of Los Angeles, right? Those in Los Angeles, you've been following the government's orders. You've been following the mayor's orders, right? You're supposed to be in home detention, wear a mask, no restaurants, no socializing, no jobs, no businesses, and the cases of COVID keep going up. Then you look at the states like Florida. Right now, Florida, I'm just waiting, because I'm here in North Orange County, home of the deserted Disneyland. You know, Death Valley, it used to be where, you know, that's the area where it's pretty much deserted out there in the valley, Death Valley. Right now we can call that Disneyland, right? Because no one's allowed to go to Disneyland anymore. But hey, look at what's happening in Florida. 6.4% jobless rate in Florida. Disney World is open. Did you notice that every place in the world where there's a Disney theme park, the Disney parks have had absolutely no cases of COVID? Nothing that I've heard of it at all. Yet in Calizuela, we can't have Disneyland opened. Do you understand why that is? I don't understand why it is. So maybe you can put a message, obviously on any of our socials, you can put a message right there and let me know that. I'm waiting to see when Florida is going to start running specials, right? If you want to go to Disney, come to Florida, because you can't do that in California. It might hurt you, according to the state. But I digress. Right, I was talking about the fact that LA has been closed and their situation gets worse. Orange County has not been closed. Our situation is not good, but not as bad. So does that not seem to be intuitive that the closing down is not the solution? I just throw that out there for you. Now, it could be that the politicians don't know what they're talking about. Could that be the case?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, in most instances, the politicians are totally clueless, right? But the issue here is that they seem to have control. And I'm glad that Sheriff Barnes came out and said that I'm allowed to have 11 people at my house for Thanksgiving. I was going to do it anyway, right? And I'm not a big believer in breaking the law. Oh, wait. That's not a law. Yeah, laws, if you remember your civics classes, laws, right? They start out as a bill. They have to go through the legislative branch. They get signed into law by the executive branch. That would be the state Senate, the state assembly, and the governor, or the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the president. Has any of this stuff done that? I'm wondering when any of this is going to start going to the Supreme Court. Yeah, the one in Washington, because we know what the Supreme Court in Calizuela will do, right? But aren't these basically granted by our Bill of Rights, right? How do they make you stay home after 10 o'clock? Right? I mean, I didn't break any, I wasn't convicted of anything. I'm not on, well, maybe I am on house arrest. Maybe that's what they think this is. But I digress again. Think about some of these things when you go to the election booth next time. I'm just throwing that out there because I know it's something that I care about. I care about my family. I care about my country. I care about my community. I don't want to live in Venezuela. Have you seen the pictures coming out of Venezuela? It's kind of what we're seeing here in Calizuela right now. Drive down the streets of Los Angeles and see all the boarded up buildings, all the business owners that are having to shut down because they can't afford to keep the doors open. Is that what we want? Is that the society we're looking for? Is that who we're voting for? I just ask you that question because it's not exactly what I want. It's not what I want for my kids. It's not what I want for my grandkids. Are we sending our kids to get educated in the right places where they're learning some of these items? I'm just throwing that out there for you because it's scary to me. I look at what's going on in our society right now, and whether you believe that the election was rigged or not, I don't know whether it is. Hopefully the Supreme Court will answer that for us. But regardless, I'm not sure I'm excited about this direction. I share that question with you. You can tell me 800-306-1990. I look forward to your comments. I debate people all the time, as long as it's respectfully on our social channels. And you can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Trimming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star, they've got the programs and the products. Website, ronismylender.com, or you can text My Home Mortgage to 79564. My Home Mortgage, no spaces, to 79564. What's happening in the markets today? The Dow Jones now up 187 points. NASDAQ down 9.60. We're going to look right now, if I can find my screen, the S&P 500 up 1.51, 10-year Treasury up to 0.852. Mortgage-backed securities, they are down 12 basis points, which means interest rates are up ever so slightly this morning. What's driving all of this, though? That's the big question. It's all about COVID, as you could have guessed, right? Good news about COVID. Monsif Slayo, the chief economic advisor for Operation Warp Speed, said the U.S. would likely grant approval for the distribution of Pfizer vaccine by mid-December. Slayo said that within 24 hours from approval, the vaccine will be moving and located in the areas where each state will have told us where they want the vaccine. I guess New York still, they're not sure, so I don't know if they're going to get any. This means people may start to receive the vaccine on December 11th or 12th. Good news there. Additionally, AstraZeneca's vaccine showed an effectiveness of 90% when trial participants received a half a dose followed by a full dose at least 1 month apart. The big news, though, this is the thing that excites me the most of all of this, because, you know, I'm not sure about the vaccine. Everyone has their own opinion about the vaccines, but what I like the most is Regeneron. That's been used as a therapeutic. It was taken by the president. It's been given to several others to help in their recovery. But here's the issue. They were given emergency authorization. Good news. But I'm more excited about the Regeneron use as a therapeutic and as a prophylactic. Think about that. You go to a holiday dinner, and somebody there gets the virus. Well, they may be going on Regeneron to cure it or to get rid of it, but there's some knowledge going out there that, or some trials that maybe if it's at my house, somebody gets it, God forbid, I can go take it, and it might help me to stay away from it. So that's the information there. Big day, big week, I guess, even though it's a short week. Tuesday, we've got the Case-Shiller Home Price Index, the FHFA Home Price Index, the 7-year note auction. We're going to get on Wednesday mortgage applications, GDP, initial jobless claims, new home sales, personal consumption, new home sales, Fed minutes, and the November 5th Fed meeting. Trying to compact the whole week into one day. That way, we don't have to work on Thursday or Friday. That sounds like the idea to me. That's the Mortgage Minute. Brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star's got the programs and the products. ronismylender.com or text My Home Mortgage to 79564. I enjoy the opportunity when it's presented to me to talk about organizations in our community that are doing great work for the community. And it just fascinates me sometimes. I've shared this with Chris before, and I've shared it with many others. You know, there's organizations out there that do some really great stuff. And it's hard for me to get them to come and join us on radio. I don't know why they don't like to be on radio. I've got a face for radio. I've done it, right? So it's not like they can say anything. No one's going to look worse than me, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. So come on radio, talk about the organizations. And I love Solutions for Change. Chris, I don't know how long it's been, Chris, 4 or 5 years that we've been chatting together. Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been at least 5 years, Ron.
So tell us a little bit about Solutions for Change before we get into our focus today.
Yeah, so we started in 1999. A group of folks from the faith community, the business community, and the elected politicians noticed that the systems that were running up here in northern San Diego County weren't really working to solve the root causes. And so we started seeing a lot of families showing up in the winter shelter systems. And, you've heard me talk about the story of this beautiful 9-year-old girl living on the floor of a shelter, reaches and grabs my sleeve one night and asks me if I lived there with her and her mom. And just the way she said it was just so innocent, like, hey, mister, do you live here too? And, that moment right there, when we gave each other a hug, that 9-year-old girl launched the movement that's now known as Solutions for Change. So what we've done is we don't believe in handouts. So our whole system is just a plethora of handouts. And so our whole challenge, if you will, the reason why we exist is to solve the root causes. And in order to do that, you're not going to do it in a tent, whether it's small or big like we have in San Diego. You're not going to do it in a 3-month program or a 6-month program. You have to do it through a series of intentional interventions that are education and training based and that focus people on getting jobs. So this thing about being accountable, it seems like accountability is somehow a bad word now in our homelessness services systems. So Solutions for Change has found that teaching people how to get up, suit up, show up, go to work, get a job, keep a job, be accountable, be empowered to what we call serve to solve, and raise your family and do what we all do, which is, we get up, we go to work, we work hard, we love our kids, our family, and we try to do the right thing. And that's what we've done really in a nutshell. We've grown from just a handful of families 21 years ago to now we're the largest provider for homeless families in the San Diego County region, and one of the largest in the whole state that does not get any more government money because we had to give it all up because of the mandate of the government, this top-down insanity that we're all experiencing. We've been experiencing that same top-down, one-size-fits-all thing for at least 10 years that have come down from the state.
So Chris, give me a little bit of insight here, because I hear folks talking, they say, well, everybody that's homeless they want to be there, or they're drug addicts, they're alcoholics, they're all mentally ill. Is that true, or are you finding that's a segment of what's out there?
So there's, I've been serving to solve with the homeless situation for 28 years. There's 3 segments. There's the chronic mentally ill. For people just from an ease of understanding, we call that the cannot, because no matter what you do, they cannot, right? They have a serious mental illness. There's 10 to 15% fall in that category, but the state has been lying to all of us, and they want you to believe, Ron, and all of us to believe that it's really about 50%, because if most people cannot, well, then what do you got? Then they're victims, right? So they want everyone to feel like the homeless people are victims. Then there's another category of about 10% that are situationally homeless. They're economically displaced. These are the have-nots, because if they just have, right, and you give them a hand up, they'll recover. The rest, which we're talking about, 80%, 75, 80%, are what we call will nots. And the will nots are the ones that are in deep trouble. They've turned to drugs and alcohol. They've turned to other things that most of us would run into and say, wow, this person is really hurting, and they've checked out. They're deep lost in an addiction. And what the state has done is those people, well, let me back up for a second. So the will nots, we convert them to have nots. The state is converting them to cannot. So Solutions for Change is simply saying, you know, we care about you, we love you, we have an opportunity for you, we have a way out. And so by intervening and getting them to agree to solve the root causes, which oftentimes does include addiction, but lots of other stuff too, criminality, multi-generational poverty, domestic violence. There's a lot of stuff there, and it's tough to solve. And that's why the state just keeps giving handouts, because a government agency cannot solve this. It's people working with people that solve it.
So you can't just throw money at something like that, because that's just not the solution. Now, let me ask you this, because when we come back from the break, I think we can dispel the first 10 to 15% that you mentioned, that you said that those are the chronic mentally ill. They cannot. In my opinion, now tell me if I'm wrong, because you and I know think a lot alike, Chris. That's a group that we need that safety net from the government. Am I correct there?
Absolutely right. Got to have the safety net from the government. It has to be a really specific, intentional intervention, and we actually know how to help them. But we focus all our efforts on the will not, because if we can get to the will not and help them transform, the whole system can transform.
Well, that's great information. We're going to learn how Solutions for Change does this. We're also going to talk to some overachievers from Solutions for Change when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We've also, I might throw out some of our other segments that are normal. I'll tell who the sponsors are, but we're not going to do their stories today. But I like to talk to Chris, and especially a day like this where we can, a lot of us are very, very thankful for what we have. And the more that we have, in my opinion, the more we need to be giving and helping. So we're going to talk to Chris Megison and the team from Solutions for Change. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter and Parler, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there is an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today, I think we're going to drop the real-time. You know what's fun is for the last 10 years I've hosted this show, and every once in a while we have a topic that comes up that I find extremely compelling to me. Right? And if it's compelling to me, I hope it's going to be compelling to you. So being that I'm the host, I just kind of dropped the story that our producers put in place for today or for that day or for that segment. And I continue on with our guests. Got to make sure we give the plug out to our sponsors. They're the ones that help keep us going. So the real-time real estate segment is brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. That's going to teach you or tell you what the county recorder knows about your property. It's going to tell you what the market believes about your property. SLT Home Digest 79564. So we're going to continue our conversation this morning. Chris Megison is with us. Chris Megison and the team, I should say. I don't want to leave out any of the ladies there that are going to share with us today as well. From Solutions for Change. And we're going to get some great information from them. I wonder what I like the way that this new slide here looks. It's even better than the other one. And I'm just figuring this out because it's only me and one other, but now we've got 5 of us on the broadcast this morning. Chris Megison, Solutions for Change, welcome back. So
thanks, Ron.
Before the break, I threw out there that the vast majority of us in our state, in our country, we're we should be very, very thankful. And I'm going to throw this out there because he won't. Chris is part of the reason that we should be thankful. It's the brave men and women that have served our country in the military. Thank you, Chris, that have done that we're able to, I can come on and tell you my opinions about the government, about the crappy job they do in most things, right? They're great at military. They do that wonderfully. Maybe not fiscally, but they do. The military is great. But there's a lot of other areas that they fail on. One of the areas that they fail on that we just, as a society, need to pick up and carry. That's what Chris has been doing. You say 29 years, Chris?
Yeah, it's been, I got right after the Gulf War, got in the Marine Corps. Been doing this for, 29 years.
29 years, picking up that challenge of solving. Now, the thing that I love about Chris is he's come out and he's said, we may not have the answers for everybody, but we have the answers for a subset of the homeless population. And it just drives me crazy. I know it probably drives Chris more crazy. That the government says, well, if you don't try to help everybody, we're not going to help you help anybody. So Chris and his team have been out there. They're doing this. I just looked at one of your documents here, Chris, and I need you to tell us, because I'm going to change this banner. I see that you've got a great board of directors. You have for as long as I've been known of you. But they're going to actually instantly match donations. Is that what I'm reading here?
Yeah, they are great. Thank you for recognizing that, Ron. Yes, they are. This is a crowdfunding effort now because the government has made it so that if we take government funds, we have to allow active heroin and meth users in our family housing with our recovering moms and dads and their families. So we've given up all of our state and federal funds. And so it's all about us now. It's all about the community. It's all about people helping the people. And so one of the ways that we do that is through this crowdfunding effort. And so we're asking people to consider, go to our website, learn more, and then consider joining in the movement that these two ladies here are leading with 19 other overcomers. So we call them the Founding 21. So through them, we are going to bring forward in a grassroots, ground-up effort called We Are One Us. And we believe that this is a movement, the exact opposite of the top-down, one-size-fits-all mandates from the state. And these folks know the problem better than anyone. So what we're asking for folks to do is empower them, empower us to go forward in a ground-up movement here to show and serve the community here and solve the problem here instead of just throwing Band-Aids on it. And so if you give $100 a recurring donation, our board of directors will instantly match that, and we're really excited about that, Ron. It's all about crowdfunding now for us, and we're actually doing pretty well, but we still need a lot of help.
So, and I'm gonna throw a question at you that it's every once in a while I just when things come to my feeble mind I just throw them out there. I went and visited a community event here in North Orange County, and they were doing the community was real concerned about setting up a homeless shelter in their community because they felt that there was going to be all kinds of people in and out, and it was going to detract from the community and a lot of problems. Now, when I visited your campus in Vista, and I don't even know if it's still there, but when I visited your campus in Vista, it was beautiful. Right, the area was clean and neat, and I was there middle of the day. There was very few people there because in your world, what do you do in the middle of the day? Go to work.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of people say exactly that, Ron. When you come to a Solutions for Change campus, people are going to look at you in your eyes. They're going to smile. They're going to answer your questions. They are proud. These two moms right here with us today, Krista and Zella, they were at the lowest point that you can imagine. But today, they have overcome some of the hardest challenges that a human being could go through. I really want them to share a little bit about what they've been through. Now, they work at Solutions for Change as an overcomer and serve and help others that are on this pathway from what we call bottom left, which is deep dependency and negative well-being, to top right, which is no longer dependent. So we crush dependency. The reason why we do that is because of these two ladies right here. They are the trail guides helping all of our new moms and dads go through the trail of freedom. It's not about dependency. The state has made it about locking people into their vulnerabilities and becoming dependent versus lifting them up from their vulnerabilities, empowering them into a free life. And these two women, what they've done is absolutely amazing. But the point is, there's hundreds like them that have done the same thing. And so they're going to take this ground up movement, and they're going to start showing the community in northern San Diego County that there's another way. There's a better way than just becoming dependent on the state and surviving. You can thrive and you can live your life in a way where you are accountable and responsible. So
let's let Krista tell us a little bit about her story first.
Hi, Ron. I am an empowerment coach today at Solutions for Change. I will be celebrating 5 years clean and sober in December.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was a homeless addict for 20 years. I was dependent on the churn. Handouts is how I survived for 20 years in my addiction. I was definitely a victim, and I didn't know that there was any way to live life. It took getting incarcerated to have a clear mind and decide to live on the streets or change my life. And I didn't know how to change my life. I was fortunate to hear about Solutions for Change, and I came here, and me and my daughters came here, and I was given life tools that I realized I never knew. I never knew how to survive. I would have never been able to provide for my children the way that I am able to today.
That must make you feel very, very wonderful. The transformation, even, I don't know. I think I speak for a lot of people, right? I mean, as a parent, we want what's best for our kids. And it seems to me that you must feel a lot better now with what you're doing for the benefit of your daughters, even than yourself.
Yes. Can you repeat that again? It was kind of hard to hear you.
Sorry, I was saying that you must feel very grateful for what you're able to do now for your daughters, as compared to what you might have been able to do in your previous life.
Yeah, so I actually have a 17 and an 18-year-old that I abandoned for my addiction, and I have a 7 and an 8-year-old my daughters that I have with me today, and I'm able to provide for them a safe place to live and grow up healthy and thrive themselves. Just by me being an overcomer, I'm showing them a new way of life also, so they can continue to thrive in their lives. They also are overcomers too, my children.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Zella, tell us your story a little bit.
Okay. Hi, I'm Zella. It's nice to meet you, Ron.
Glad to have you with us.
So I come from a very codependent family. My mother was an addict, and she still is an addict. So, growing up, watching her go through her addiction, it kind of placed its form on myself. So I ended up doing the exact same thing she was doing. It didn't take much, but my kids were ultimately taken by Steve W.S. And in that moment, I had to realize, is this what I want for the rest of my life? Do my kids mean more than what I meant for my mom? So that's the mentality that I have, still today. I too was fortunate to hear about Solutions for Change in another program that I was in. And I extended my trust blindly, and it was the best decision I've ever made in my life.
I like how you put that. You extended your trust blindly. And I know Chris well enough that I know that he takes that extremely serious, the trust that people put in him. We're going to talk more with all of our guests today from Solutions for Change. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. More with Solutions for Change when we come back. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and VCAL BRE number 018694552.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Well, welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by MySoCalLender.com. If you've got any credit issues, you need to get your credit scores increased, improved, corrected. MySoCalLender.com. Just reach out. We'll help you out. We'll get you the information you need. And if it means we have to put you in touch with our friend Jeff Sipes over at Blue Water Credit, we will do that as well. We're going to continue our conversation this morning, chatting this morning with our friends from Solutions for Change. Right there in northern San Diego, they've got a great mission going, and it's an important mission. Right, and if you didn't listen to our last two segments, shame on you, but you can go back and watch or listen to them. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel the number 1 on YouTube. You can go to ronsiegelradio.com. Our producers will have the program up in the archives, probably within about a half hour of us ending the broadcast. Actually, they'll have it on our live channels also. But we're learning a lot about a way out, and you know, it's in a lot of organizations. I mean, I think for me, I'm old, so my point of reference, I think, is Jerry Lewis. When you talk about organizations and people taking on a mission for an organization, and I hear a lot of people, they don't even know who Jerry Lewis is anymore. They don't remember the Labor Day telethons. But Chris Megison is here teaching us about, and one of the things that Chris is doing, he's got great program, Solutions for Change. And similar to what Jerry Lewis did, we can talk about it, but, there's people that are out there that have really lived it. And, Chris had a vision, he's bringing it to life. But we learned in the last segment from from Krista and Zella about their story and, you know, where it started, which is exactly what Chris saw that with that first little girl on a concrete slab, right? To having a vision, a mission, and I guess it's a start of success is what I would call it, Chris, right? I mean, you haven't solved the whole thing, so I'd call it a start of success.
Yeah, it's like you said at the beginning of the segment, the opportunity given to someone like Krista and Zella is so important. What is that opportunity going to lead to? Is it going to lead to them solving the root causes that led to their homelessness? Or is it going to lead to them being behind a government paid for door in an apartment complex where there's no hope, there's no accountability, there's no empowerment. People are using drugs everywhere. People are getting their kids taken from them. I mean, we now see what they themselves refer to themselves as housing first refugees. Housing first is the government system of one size fits all, top down. There is no requirement for self-improvement. There is no requirement for a job. I mean, this stuff is real stuff that's happening in our state that we have been in the middle of, that most people were lied to. They were told that the government would fix the problem. Instead, what the government has done is created a mammoth system of government-controlled housing. And they've said the solution to homelessness is to put them behind a door, but with no self-improvement requirements, no job requirements. They pay their rent through vouchers. So they're creating a lifelong dependency system. And what I love about Krista and Zella and all the families and solutions is they said, no, we aren't going to do that. We are not going to be dependent, and we're going to get well. And that's what they have done. They are amazing ladies. I can't even tell you how inspired I am. Krista used to panhandle underneath a bridgeway overpass and barely survive on a day-to-day basis. She now is a leader in our community, leading out other people who are in the same situation. And Zella puts her boots on and goes out into an outreach with us about 2 months ago. And we're going right into the camps in Oceanside, looking for people that we can get a message of hope out to. So this is ground up, it's community-based. It's market-driven. So Solutions has social enterprises like the farm, and we are creating revenue from the community. Maybe we could spend the last couple of minutes just. I would love to ask, Krista, what's the one thing more than anything else that you found at Solutions for Change that got you out of the deepest part of despair that you were in before you came to Solutions?
I feel like the servant leadership played a big role in my transformation. Like I said, I didn't know how to live life on my terms. I didn't know how to behave in society. I basically didn't know how to do anything. I think being held accountable daily was really beneficial to me.
Thank you. I mean, Ron, that concept right there of servant leadership, think about that. We teach our people how to serve for the sake of others. So if you can serve and you can serve for your kids, you've got to be taking care of yourself to serve well for your kids. You can serve for others as well. And so these are folks that call themselves overcomers, but they're really servant warriors. And now they're serving for the sake of others in our community. And they're leading a movement, a ground up movement, to show the community of Northern San Diego County there's another way, that there is another way that we can see and act on this problem. I don't see them as can-nots or as worthless. I see them as amazing can-dos, and that they're worth it. And that's how they respond to us. Then by seeing them that way, then we invest in them and we grow them, not contain them and manage them behind a government-sponsored door.
So Zella, tell us a little bit about what your day is like now as compared to what it was.
What I can tell you is that I have structure in my house. We have a real tight routine. wake up, get the kids to daycare, and I go to work, pick them up, and then, do dinner. We do have family time, and then we go to bed and do the same thing. And that is some tools and some knowledge that I've learned while being here at Solutions. Because my life was so chaotic before. We didn't have structure. I never knew what structure was. So now, even today, my daughter is planning on her little phone her own schedule for the day. So it's like I'm enforcing these techniques on my children, and that's where it comes out.
That's the greatest part right there, is when we can teach our kids to break that cycle, because I think you're the one that mentioned to me that you have a family history of this. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so if we can teach our kids and we can break that cycle, teaching them, and I love that concept. My kids were taught this as well through us and the schooling, servant leadership. Great option there, great opportunity there. I want everyone to go, if you can, take a look at the website, Solutions for Change. They've got this crush the churn opportunity. There's money out there that they need. They need our support. Right? If you're one of those people that's out there saying, something, I don't like this homelessness. Well, you've got an opportunity. You can say, I don't like homelessness, or you can do something about it. You can say it's the government's problem, or you can take it on yourself. Chris has got a great organization. I know they can use volunteers, and I know they can use money. So if you're the type of person that has money, donate. If you don't have money, donate time. They need both. Go to their website. I'm showing it on the screen, solutionsforchange.org. And as I always ask, come back here every day and set that first radio preset button to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean, who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel.